In this video, I demonstrate how to center and pull a cylinder on the wheel. I start out with a ball of clay that has been wedged. I find a speed that I'm comfortable with, and then I take my foot off the pedal. You don't want to be going fast, slow when you're throwing. I'm going to throw my ball of clay towards the center of my wheel. Because I'm right-handed, I want my wheel to be spinning counterclockwise. You want that ball of clay to slide through your palm, not against your fingertips. Make sure you have water. The water acts like a lubricant. That way your hands are not getting caught onto the clay. I lock my elbows my right elbow into my hip. I push forward with the soft part of my palm. Make sure you're firm when you're doing this. Left hand is supporting the clay from the other side. Most of the power comes from the right hand. You can also cone your ball of clay. This is just by squeezing the clay towards the center. The clay will naturally shoot up. Once it's been coned, using my left hand, I push straight down. This will distribute all the clay back into the ball. Using the soft part of my thumb, I'm going to create a little dip at the top. This helps me gauge where the center is. Because this is a small chunk of clay, all I'm going to do is drop my thumb straight down. Be careful when you do this. Because I'm making a cylinder, I want my base to be a 1/4 inch thick. You can gauge this by taking your needle tool and poking it at the bottom. Don't worry, that tiny little hole will get filled up as you pull your walls up. Using my left hand and a couple of fingers, all I'm going to do is pinch outward. Using my thumb and my right hand for additional support, I'm going to pinch straight outward, trying to maintain a nice flat bottom. Straight out. If it's rounded on the inside, what you're trying to tell me is that you're making a bowl. And at this point, we're not doing that. We're making a cylinder, so it should be nice and flat. My inside fingers are going to be slightly higher than my outside fingers. This is what creates that nice cylinder that goes straight up and down. Inside fingers slightly higher. I like to use the tiny little throwing sponge to help. If you reverse this and your outside fingers are higher than your inside fingers, you're going to naturally end up with a bowl. That's not what we're doing. One of the easiest accidents in this class when you're throwing on the wheel is throwing a bowl by accident. That's primarily due to not knowing where the placements of your fingers are. Okay, so just a reminder, cylinders, inside hand slightly higher than outside hand. If you end up with a flare like this at the top, not a big deal. Take your hands, carefully collar it back towards the center. You don't want it to open up too soon or else it'll collapse. Inside fingers slightly higher than outside fingers. Carefully right up and through. Now once in a while you might have this happen to you. You accidentally nick the cylinder. Not a big deal. Put your hand right back in the center there. Use your other hand, support it from the outside, and recenter the cylinder. Because due to the plasticity of the clay, you can do this. So don't worry. I've seen this happen before too. All right. don't worry. Below its lowest point, if you use your needle tool, while the wheel is spinning in a circle, and if you slowly slide that needle tool into the wall and all the way through, you should be able to trim that right off. Okay, watch how the needle is actually sitting right on top and fully through and up. Inside fingers slightly higher than outside fingers. Once more. Because this is a small little cylinder, my wall is going to be roughly a 1/4 inch thick as well. I remove all the excess water that's on the inside. Using my modeling tool and that bevel edge right there, starting about 1 inch above the wheel head, I'm going to make sure it's parallel to the side of my wall. I'm going to go apply a little pressure and straight down. Remember, about 1 inch above the wheel head is where I want to start, not at the bottom. I remove all the excess clay here. Take my rib tool, make sure it's clean, make sure it's wet, gently press that against the wall. That should remove the excess water or slip, and it'll give you a really nice polished look. Round off that lip so it doesn't chip on you, and that is how you throw a cylinder. Thanks for watching.